Hello, hello. This is Jeremy Bay from 1945 Speed and Custom. I just wanted to give you a quick little rundown of this sick 40 Ford that we just got finished with. This is a barn find car that was brought to us, not running. I've actually never met the owner. I don't even know his name. Andy is a great customer of ours. He's a good friend. It's a friend of his. I guess it was his father's car. His father passed away, and this thing was just sort of like sitting in the garage. We ended up, pulling it apart. It just had some stuck valves. The engine was so full of sludge that the valves were just stuck open, so it had no compression. So we kind of freed it up a bit. We got it running, new fuel system, new cooling system, new brake system, but it's all original stuff. Like we didn't put disc brakes or something stupid like that on it. We rebuilt the 40 brakes. Same with the radiator. It's a non-pressurized cooling system. It's still 6 volt. All we really did is make it start and stop and make it look a little bit cooler. With any car, you lower them a little bit and it makes them look awesome. So when people think of hot rods, they think of like a Model A or a 32 Ford or something like that. But the reality is there was more cars like this on the road than like the roadsters that most people think of when they think of hot rods. Like those cars required like a ton of work to actually build that car. Where a car like this 40, like it came with a 59A flathead motor in it. It came with an 85 horsepower flathead motor, which at the time was a ton. Like that was the most horsepower you could get for like a reasonable amount of money. Had hydraulic brakes on it already. It was more of like a car. Like it had, really nice interior in it. And it had windows that closed. And, as funny as that is to say, but like, Model A's, if it rained, you got wet. If it was cold out, you were cold. If it was hot out, you were sweating your butt off. Not that this car had air conditioning or anything like that, but the reality is it was just more of it was like a modern car. With a Model A, you take all the parts off of a 40 Ford and put it on a Model A, and that's what you do when you build a traditional hot rod. You take the brakes off it, you take the motor out of it, take the rear end out of it. All the parts that kind of come on a 40 Ford is what you would do to build a cool traditional hot rod. It's sort of like in the drifting world, you can go buy a 350Z and weld the diff and you have a drift car. Or you can, build some other, 240 and have to swap it and do a whole bunch of different things to make that a decent drift car. 350Z, just ready to roll. Same thing with this car. It was sort of like you could do very, very minimal things and you had an awesome car. So we did 616s and 750/16s. That's what gives it its rake. That was kind of a common thing, giving it rake made it look faster. Also, the taller tires changed the gear ratio and made it so it had a higher top speed. Drop front axle, reverse the main leafs, which is basically taking the leaf spring apart and flipping it over and kind of pressing it out to kind of give it that shape again. And what that does is just the leaf springs, the main leaf kind of coming in from the top or coming in from the bottom, basically lower the car another 1.5 inches, probably maybe 2 inches. So yeah, reversed main leaf in the rear with some leaves taken out. Same at the front, reverse main leaf, drop front axle and a few leaves taken out, and that's basically what has given this the stance that it has. And really the paint on it, it was painted at one point in its life. All we did was wash it. I mean, the reality is this car had this much dust on it when it came here. Little soap and water and it looks awesome. Interior in it is really, really nice. The original mohair interior, original dash, original steering wheel. Everything works. The windows all go up and down. The cowl vent works. These rear windows go up and down. The headliner is still in it. Still has, the sun visors. It's all there. It's got 2 ashtrays. One here and one over there. Smoking was big in the 40s. It's a 3-speed manual transmission. It's an awesome car. I hope you like it. I love it. As far as hot rods go, I think this thing is super cool. I mean, I obviously love 30s, Model A's and 32 Fords and stuff like that, but this car is great. It has an awesome look to it. Again, with the 59A motor in it, this is the motor that's in this is basically the same motor that's on my Race a Gentleman car, which is, this is a 286-inch flathead with Hillborn fuel injection. This was built by my friend Al Clark at Go Devil Garage. This car won the 2019 Race a Gentleman V8 class. So we built the chassis for it, and the thing rules. It's awesome. I'm sure if you go online, you'll see a bunch of great videos of it, because it's the fastest thing on the beach. But anyways, back to this 40. I hope you like it. I love it. It doesn't take much to build a super cool car, and that car absolutely shows that.